What are those things in a board game that makes it stay in your collection? This was a question that I started asking myself as I was playing Now or Never, and real time, while I was playing this game with my wife, I was realizing all of these elements building up of it that were making me kind of know that this was going to be a game that was going to stay in my collection. And it was very interesting to me to see all of these elements kind of come together. And so I kind of wanted to share with you some of those reasons. Now, the first one is going to be, I like when the game can play well at 2 players. Now, this one's very much a personal thing. In fact, all of these reasons are very personal, but I like it to be able to play well at 2 players because that is truthfully most of how I actually play games, just me and my wife. And so when a game plays very well at 2 players, I'm already immediately intrigued with that game and I want to bring it back to the table. And I like all types of games at 2 player. I like the head-to-head stuff. I like where we can be doing completely separate things. Multiplayer solitaire. I'm not very specific on what type of 2-player good board game it is. I just like it to be where both me and my wife enjoyed our time at 2-player at this game. Now, the second reason is that I want the game to have a very engaging theme, something that I can get into, something that I can stand behind. What is the goal of the game? What is the setting of the game? Is it something that I feel like I can kind of get into and be interested in? Do I want to win this game? Am I passionate about the goals and decisions that I'm going to be making throughout said game? Now or Never has a ton of storytelling elements within the game, whether it is the rule book where it has a ton of flavor text that you can get into, or if you're playing the campaign mode, there is a segment that you read before each campaign. And elements like these are just an immediate way for me to feel like I can connect with this game. I understand what the goal is, and I want to be there. I want to be involved. Now, the next point is that I want it to promote kind of a role-playing experience. Now, this one's very much personal to me, as me and my wife are a little bit different in this aspect, but I want to be able to get into the character or into the position of the game that I'm playing. In Now or Never, you play a specific character. There's some backstory on them, so I can already read that, but in other games, like say my favorite game of all time, Root, I like to figure out the position of power that my faction is in. What are their struggles and goals? These types of things, they just interest me, and it's something about, like, I really like to get into that position and kind of act it out, honestly. Like, I play literally every board game almost like it's a role-playing game. I get very into it. It's very fun for me. And so I like the game to kind of be built like that. And Now or Never really has a perfect system. They've got characters. I like the goal at the table. So that kind of blend, I was kind of realizing, oh, you know what? This one is well on its way to staying within the collection. Now, one of the most important things is that I don't want to feel like I have the game figured out after one play of it. This is like the worst feeling when I've played the game and I look around the table and I truly feel like I've already seen everything that the game has to offer. I like games that feel like they hold a little bit more depth in that regard, whether it's different session differences. Like in Now or Never, I realized that there was these different campaign books where essentially you can go through a full campaign, which is all 6, and each of them adds different rules to the game and different elements to the game. And that really excited me because even if I played the game, I knew that I could play it again and it would be a little bit different than the last time with some new elements added. But even just as a game, if I find that I am not scoring very high, I love that because then I know that I can do better in the next play. If I do extremely well in the first play and I just feel like there really isn't much more to bring me back, then I just find that I don't want to bring the game back on the table. This really matters for me, and also for my wife Kate. She also feels the same way. We kind of have this same thing where we want the game to be a challenge. We want to be able to play it and learn and grow with it. And Now or Never really does do that in a lot of different ways. So we were very excited to see that Now or Never had that campaign system, as well as you can just play the game as a one-off, which is really awesome. And the last one that I have for you today is that I like games that inspire me after I'm done playing them. Games that I'm not done thinking about when the game is done at the table. I like elements to surprise me or things to be very creative that I haven't seen before. I think literally the coolest resource in any game I've ever seen is a demon in a bottle. These just inspire me to be very, very creative. I'm an artist as well, so it just makes me want to draw something or make me kind of put those elements in my own board game. Games that have me thinking about all of the crazy things that I've seen after the play session or all the amazing, beautiful things that I've seen after a play session, that is surely one way that is going to keep me coming back to that game. Now, I know that this is pretty obvious, but Now or Never is definitely going to be staying in the collection. I think it might even be my favorite of this series of games. I want to know what you think. What are some of the reasons and things that keep you coming back to the games that you play? Definitely comment down below, and if you haven't already, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll hopefully talk to you later. Bye-bye.